Hey, what's up YouTube? Welcome back to another series of my YouTube video. So it's been 3 years since last I uploaded a video on my YouTube channel, and that is because I have took out some time to learn other skills too, and that skills is what I'm about to channel this whole YouTube channel into. You feel me? I hope you understand. So over the years, actually I've learned a lot of things. I'm not gonna lie, I've learned a lot of things. I've gone from designing. I started designing 2019. I started designing 2019. Maybe I'll probably do a video of how my design looks like right now. Maybe probably here or here. I'll put it somewhere in between this video. So just a screen record though to show you that okay, this overall how the journey has been so far. Like when you put a lot of time, when you put your time to something you really want to do, you are going to become good at it. So, but at some point in my life, I have to make some personal decision that only me, I am the only person that can make that decision, and that's why I've decided that okay, I might change something. But before I come down to this point, let me quickly go back to 2023. No, 2020. Sorry, 2019. It was back then in 2019 when I had nothing doing apart from working in a hotel. So I only worked for the hotel for a month, and after getting the payout for a month, that was about 15,000. Was it 15,000 or 10,000? Yeah, about. So after getting that payout, I didn't know. I started spending that money. Actually, I started spending that money on maybe clothes, on some other stuff. I don't really know how to manage stuff like that. I was just spending the money. So when it was remaining about 4,000 or 5,000, my friend, a very good friend of mine, I might not be able to mention his name, he works in a cafe. And they also teaches designing job, graphic design. You feel me? So he told me about the idea of going to graphic designing or cyber cafe. It didn't really go much. He didn't really go much into me being a designer. We're just like I just wanted to acquire skills that can help me make or earn money in the long run. So I ended up using that money to pay. It was supposed to be 7,000 naira course because it was a 3 months. So I begged the man that okay, I don't have any sponsor, and this is the amount of money I have left. So sorry, you might notice some kind of movement in this video, and that's because my cell phone got overheat, so I needed to stop it and then continue right now. So where I stopped at where I was talking about where I learned my designing skills. I didn't really learn designing skills. I only learned the basics of Corridor, and that was using X3. That was a terrible version of Corridor back then. So it wasn't really good enough until not until they started having this upgraded version of Corridor that makes works more easier and more effective. You feel me? So when I begged my boss about, I begged them that okay, this is the amount I have left in my account. I was having 4,000 left in my account, and I said okay, maybe over time when I'm done learning, I can work for him and then pay him back the remaining 3,000 naira because I paid him 4,000 naira, and he said okay. So that was how I started learning designing. After learning designing for 3 months, I went for my IT for a month, and then I came back to work for my boss, the person that I learned the basics of Corridor or how to design. That was the only course I was learning. I didn't pay attention to other online stuff they were doing in the cyber cafe. I was just paying attention to the designing part of the whole thing because I love designing back then. I love design. I love anything that has to do with computer. So I was so how do I put this thing? My mind was so into that designing part of the whole thing. You feel me? So I was just being a designer at that point, just trying to improve. So after it was December actually. So during that December time, December comes, it passed. I have January, and we have February, and then March. March was when my whole course expired. So after that month, there's this exam or test we used to do in the cafe. Oops. Another one, I had to cut the video again because I don't know, my phone keeps getting overheated. I don't know, is that a proper way to say it, or I don't know, just keep getting itself. I don't know, that's that for them, but let me just continue for other stuff. So there was this test we used to run after when you're done with your course. They'll just give you a test or an exam to write. Then when you're done with that, you get your certificate, you get your, what is this other stuff? There are two actually. There are two. One is certificate and the other one is the grade you have. I don't know what that thing is called. I forgot the name. Sorry, I lost the word. So I got the two and my result was perfect. I was like among the whole student we had at that point. I was best when it comes to designing because I pay more attention to design, like I said. So after that, I started moving from printing press to printing press. Then that was the time I know that there's more to designing because there was this place called UTC in Abuja. UTC, I worked there, but before I worked there, oh my goodness, I was designing from I based in Ado in Nasarawa. We're sharing border with Abuja, so I worked in Nasarawa before I moved. Before I moved, let me just put it that way. Before I started working in UTC, that's in Abuja, area 10. So before that was the time I knew that okay, well, there's a lot more to designing. That was when I started on that course. And let me tell you guys, if you're looking for something to do, if you really want to do something and like it is something like the skills like this, there's online. YouTube has always been there. Most of the things I learned, 99% of what I learned is online. I'll show you my overall now. 99% of what I learned was online. Though I do pay for courses. There was a time I paid for this for designing. There was a time I paid for June Montage. He's a very good designer on Instagram. There was a time I paid his course. That was when he was doing his discount. Was it 10,000 or 15,000? It was 15,000, I think. I paid for his course doing manipulation, photo manipulation course. I took a lot of courses online, both free and paid, just to get myself better. That was for the designing part. I don't want this video to be too lengthy. If I want to start putting things in details, I don't think I might be able to finish this video today. So let me just cut it short. So after I started becoming good, I migrated to UTC. I started working in UTC. The whole working experience took a year. It took the whole of 2021 to 2022, I think. It took me a whole year plus during my working period with bosses like printing press, all this other printing press. But right now, after 2022, then during that 2022, I started learning about because my server cafe deals with only Photoshop, CorelDRAW. They don't have anybody that deals with Photoshop. They only deal with CorelDRAW X3. So I didn't really have the knowledge of using Photoshop when I was working in my. They also taught on the basis of how to go picture, and it wasn't really good. It wasn't really good. How do I put it now? It wasn't really a good lesson, or how do I even put this in? They didn't really teach us very well. So at 2022, I started seeing people designing with Photoshop. I was like, fuck! See, look at this effect. So I started to think of a way to learn how to use Photoshop. So that was when I came across YouTube channel. So yeah, YouTube. I started learning how to use Photoshop on YouTube. I started learning Photoshop for a while. Then I learned the basics. I know how to open a lot. I learned a lot of things. I'm not gonna lie. I started doing a tutorial on my YouTube channel on how to use Photoshop to design, just to improve my own knowledge. You feel me? There's a saying that when you teach people what you've learned, there's a high probability of you getting to know even better. You feel me? Yeah. That was the whole idea. And then I started learning how to use Photoshop on YouTube, but it didn't really go deeper. There's a place you go when there's a stage you get to in Photoshop. You just get confused, don't know what to do, because your layout or the layers will just get junky, and you wouldn't even know how to arrange them properly, and then you end up putting a layer on top of layer that end up destroying the whole job you've done. Most of the, if you can learn how to control your layers a lot in Photoshop. I think you are 90% or let's say 50% good at Photoshop, because layers is another part of Photoshop that you need to really pay attention to. So that was when I started learning Photoshop. After learning Photoshop, the reason why I'm telling you about this thing is because I'm heading somewhere. After 2023, I started learning Photoshop, and then I started doing Photoshop tutorials too, but I didn't really get the knowledge I needed on Photoshop. So that was the time I paid for geometric photo manipulation, just to get the idea of it, like just get the knowledge of using Photoshop. I paid for the course, I paid for free course, I attended free course, I paid for the paid ones, and then I started becoming very little by little good at being at using Photoshop. Then 2023 was it 2020, ending of 2022/2023. I did another course, so that was the end. I went for photography. You know, photographers they make use of Photoshop a lot. 99% of their work are being done in Photoshop after being taken from cameras. You feel me? So 99% of editing are done in Photoshop, and then some of them even upgraded it to, or is at an advanced level. They use there is this other software called goodness, I forgot the name. Something one. Capture One. I was using it to Capture One because I learned when I needed to get the full knowledge of Photoshop. I started learning photography. I'll probably put a video on when I was doing photography to here or here. When I started learning photography, I started falling in love with photography. People like, I have a lot of inspiration. I have like to wanted to create something out of people, you know, just taking pictures. And then I started following photographers on YouTube. I'll just make sure my favorite photographers that I follow on Instagram, because once I pick interest in something, I like to follow people that are doing it just to have more knowledge and see how they do things, so I can try to replicate what they are doing. So my favorite photographers of all time, I just mention a few, but I have a lot of them. I have Tosin Unite, I have Emmanuel Oyeleki, I have there's Kelechi. Is it Kelechi? There's this that has a grey hair. I don't know. I forgot his name. I have Amazing Clef. I have Ashavin. Oh my goodness, I love Ashavin's picture. Goodness, that guy is so amazing. Is one of my favorites when it comes to top list. Ashavin John. He lives in Abuja. He's one of my top photographer, my favorite photographer of all time. I love his color grading. His picture are awesome. So that's the whole point of me trying to tell you why I was learning Photoshop, just to get good at Photoshop. I added photography to it, and then along the line I started falling in love with photography. But when the photography hits you in another level, when you get to understand, you know that photography is more than photography. I was doing good actually. I was, you know, just a startup. I was doing well. I'll probably put the video somewhere around this video for you to get to see what I'm talking about when I was taking pictures. It was a 3-month course actually, so I finished it and then I started taking pictures too. So just the whole process of me going to learn this photography just to improve my Photoshop knowledge. Not that I really want to learn photography because I want to start making money for photography or taking pictures, but along the line I fall in love with the overall thing, you feel me? But then gadgets, fucking expensive, man. And then when you tell people that okay, this is the amount of money there, you will take picture, they'll say your own is too expensive. There are people doing it 300, 500, and then all those things discourages me to wanted to continue the photography journey, you feel me? Initially I didn't have the intention of making money from it. I just wanted to get the Photoshop knowledge. That's why I went for the photography course, you feel me? After that one, and then I stopped again. Designing was first, and then photography was second, and then this is my last junction, that I like it or not. You see this trading, see where I am now. Trading brought me here. I was on my own JJ when I've lifted up. God have lifted me up. When I was doing well, see where what is it called? FOREX have thrown me to. I was still in Abuja, now I'm in Lagos. That's FOREX for you. You know one thing about FOREX is when you go into the FOREX market without knowledge, a proper knowledge. Or I learned designing from a very good friend of mine. It's not my mentor. He was a very good friend of mine, just like the one that taught me that took me to his boss to learn how to design. This one also, but this one in his case, he was the one that really taught me the business of forex trading. Then I started learning a thing or two, I'll post the video of when I was learning video to somebody in this video. So he taught it me the basis of Photoshop for a month. I think we only had class like twice. Yeah, I'm not gonna lie, we only had class like twice. One was physical and the other one was virtual. That was the only time I had class with him because I didn't really have money to pay him that much. Yeah, and then I started trading. I started learning from YouTube. I started learning. I love price action, so I'm still trading price action. In fact, as a matter of fact, at this point where I discovered that, okay, I'm trying to develop an edge in the market. I've already gotten the edge. I'm just trying to backtest it. You know, backtesting make you have confidence in that strategy. So I'm still backtesting it. As a matter of fact, after this video, the subsequent video I'm going to be doing is about the 100 trade samples. So after this video, I'll start the 100 trade samples, and I'm going to do now all the whole trading in this channel. So make sure you stick to the end of, make sure you stick to the channel so you can see the whole journey. You feel me? So after I learned the basics, I went on YouTube learning price action. I was learning a lot of things, demand and supply, fair value gap. But those fair value gaps are when I was starting, just for you to get the idea of what all those things mean. They are not really what I'm using right now. I don't use fair value gap when it comes to trading. I only use pure price action, trend line. I use trend line, some sort of bars from resistance or support, breakout and retest. Then I use Fibonacci to a lot. I use Fibonacci, it really helps me a lot, especially in this my age I'm trading. It helps me a lot. Breaks out, I use my Fibonacci to plot out where the pullback will likely pull back to before it continues the overall movement. So that's what I'm doing. This is what brought me into forex trading. This is my final bus stop. You see that I make it from this trading, or I still make it on this trading. You see that I win or I still win. You feel me? No backing out. And this is my last bus stop. I make sure that, you know, it's been a whole year. I've been trading for like a year now. Almost a year plus, or almost a year, because I started learning forex back in 2023 December. Just like I started learning graphics design in December 2019, but when this forex trading, I started learning it in December 2023, and this November 2024. So next month will probably make it a year. Next month, December next month will make it a year since I've started learning forex trading, and you're not gonna believe me. Forex has taken everything from me, man. Maybe I'll probably put before my forex will humble you. I'll probably put before forex trading, during forex trading, and after forex trading. There's somewhere in this video to show you how forex had dealt with me massively. That's massive, baby. Forex had dealt with me like, oh my goodness. There was a time I bought 3 Profem. What's 3? I bought 4. No, sorry. I bought 3 Profem at a row. I bought funding pips. I blew it. I bought Marvin 20k. I blew it. I bought fundedness 10k. I blew it. And I also I lost the word. I bought under Marvin 10k. I blew it again. I lost 4 Profem in a row within 2 months. Just for me thinking that, okay, if I bought that Profem, if I can just pass it like this, I'll make a massive withdrawal. No, bro, I blew everything. I'm not gonna lie to you, bro. I will probably put a video somewhere around this. I'll do a screen record. I'll put it somewhere if I get the chance to. When they sent me the email, the account has been breached. I will probably put it in this video. I blew 4 Profem, bro. 4 Profem. So now what I'm currently doing, that was June, July was the time everything changed for me, because Forex took everything from me. All the money I was using. In fact, I even sold my phone trying to learn Forex from somebody. I might not probably to say, but just for some reasons, it wasn't a lot of money, just 50,000 naira. But I didn't really get what I paid for. But that was that on that. June, July was when Forex took everything from me, because I used my the whole money I had with me left, thinking I was investing in Profem. I didn't know Profem was investing in me. Profem was investing in me, thinking I was investing in Profem. So yeah, the market took everything from me, and the only thing, okay, this the thing that has kept me going. You see, one thing with being a designer is I didn't know if this is all those skills I've learned in the past is sometimes all those things go when God wants to take you to somewhere. When God wants to take you somewhere, you might have done some stupid things around that you don't even end up knowing what those things are. You see, all those forest trading, photography, all those courses I was learning, they weren't really, they are not really useless at this point in my life. In fact, they are paying me a lot of money. People pay me. What I charge for flyer design is 10,000 naira. So if you are designing in bulk, like I have design package, if you're designing in bulk, I charge you, there's a specific amount I'm charging you when you are designing in bulk compared to when you are designing a single flyer. So all this money, and I have a side also too. I do crypto, I buy and sell crypto for people that don't really know how to do all those crypto trading stuff. So I buy them, pay them in naira, I'll then sell it to other people that needs it, you feel me? So just like, it's more like an exchange platform. So I do buying and selling of cryptocurrency, and buying and selling of crypto, other digital assets, and then gift cards. Those are the things that kept me going. To God who made me. You see, I just recently bought a laptop. I bought a laptop last week, 360. I was using a light, but it wasn't 360 like this. I was using a light book, yeah, 1030 G2, but that wasn't 360. That was not a 360 laptop. So I actually got this one. This one cost me about 400,000 naira to get it. But just like, but I didn't really get it directly. That one, the reason why I even bought this one was because that one was 40. The keyboard was not functioning anymore. So when I get there to fix it and I saw this laptop, I was like, wow, I like this laptop. Let me just get it. You feel me? So they told me the amount I was going to add, and then I added it, and then I carried it home. Yeah, I have the receipt with me, everything with me. I just recently bought it. It's not up to a week. You see, I recently bought it. It's not up to a week. Let me show you some. It's not up to a week. Okay, it uses face unlock. So, this is my Telegram channel. I just have 30 subscribers there. If you want to join, you can. I'll put the link somewhere in the description just for you to see that, just for you to see how far I've gone in the forex trading, or how the kind of strategy I'm using in the forex industry. So this is my edge. You try to see my edge in this trade, in this how do I put it? Just go there, you will see everything. I'll put the link somewhere in the description of this channel or under this video. Or if you didn't see, just click on more on my social media, and my Telegram channel is going to be there as well. Yeah, this is the laptop 360. So that's one thing. If you don't have anything doing and you are trading forex, bro, you need to start looking for something else to do to help you, like even your hard days. At least when you have something doing that pays you really well, you know that, okay, yeah, you still have something to rely on, and then fund your account back. So right now, I'm not, since June, July, that forex has taken everything from me. I've not funded my account with a very good money. I've been funding $15, $25,000. Sorry, 25,000 naira. That's about $14 or $15 because the exchange rate between naira and USD is very high now. So once I see a setup, I just fund the $15, then try to see how much I can make out of it. And most of the time, because I've not really developed this my strategy very well, it still takes my money a lot. So, but because I have something doing that really pays me, even though I lose that money, I know that I'm not going to be affected, and I'm going to sleep very well. Unlike before, that one it takes 10 naira from me. Oh man, I feel like crying, man. But right now, I have something doing. Because I have something doing, I can fund my account the amount I'm willing to lose without it really affecting me. So that was the whole process of me doing this video. That please, guys, if you're already a subscriber to this channel, do wait to stick to this video, because I would really love you to see the whole journey and how I'll be doing my things here. Please stick to this video. Don't say because I don't do more of designing, and then you use that reason to want to subscribe to this channel. Please stick to this channel, please. I'm begging you. And if you are just coming here for the first time and you've heard what I've just said, what I've been saying since, please do wait to subscribe to this channel. And after these videos, the subsequent video I'm going to be doing are going to be the 100 tree sample. When I'm done with that one, and then I'll start, you know what, I'm going to fund my account $100, and I will try as much as possible to see how much I can take that $100 to. the moment I make 100% in return of that $100, I'll try to make a withdrawals, and then alongside the $100, I'll also bought it for profit, either 20k or 10k, I don't know. But that was the plan I had for next year, January. No, January. That was January. I think I might still be on the challenge of me trying to take the 100 samples. I saw these 100 trade samples on Twitter. There was this guy. Is he Dick of, I don't know. I saw it on his page that he challenged anybody that wants to improve on his journey, on his forex trading journey, to take 100 trade sample. So that's what I'm about to do. I've been backtesting a lot, and now I'm about to take the 100 trade samples. So in my subsequent video, I'll start with part 1, season 1, episode 1, season 1, episode 2, subsequently like that, until I'm able to get the data I needed. So I'm going to see that is either the New York session that works for me, or London or Asian session, whatever session works for me. I'm going to see it in that data. You feel me?